There has been way too much unnecessary negativity around NASCAR the last couple days, and we just gotta talk about it. How's it going, everyone? My name is Eric and welcome to Out of the Groove. It's another video where I get to defend NASCAR's honor. Isn't that fun? God, it's getting old. But we gotta talk about some stuff. If you remember a couple days ago, I made a video talking about this hot new rumor going around the NASCAR media sphere that suggested that NASCAR was planning on using some form of the AllStar race package in 2019. And in this day and age, the phrase AllStar race package is a very divisive phrase among the NASCAR fan base. If you don't remember, the AllStar race earlier this year, NASCAR experimented by adding big rear spoilers to the car, a higher drag package with more downforce. They had an old school 2014 style splitter. They added aero ducts to the car, but most importantly, they put restrictor plates on a non-super speedway track. The race was pretty good. I think most people enjoyed it, but everyone since then has been super divided on whether or not this package could be used long term. And NASCAR did themselves no favors by pretty much immediately saying, yeah, we're open to experimenting with this going forward. The moment they said that, every fan feared the worst because everyone's super cynical about NASCAR's sanctioning body. Everyone assumed, oh, they're gonna ruin the sport, make every race a crash fest like Daytona. They're gonna ruin what the spirit of NASCAR is all about, all that type of stuff. So I'll blame NASCAR for that there, but since then, it's all been everyone else's fault. Like I said at the beginning, NASCAR has seen a lot of unnecessary negativity, and the reason I say unnecessary is because today, we actually kind of got a sort of confirmation as to what NASCAR's rules package is gonna look like next year, and I wanna talk about that. It started this morning. I saw a tweet from Adam Stern that said NASCAR is planning to finalize a deal to use the All-Star race package, again, that word again, that phrase, they're planning to use that package for 2019. Later this afternoon, somebody actually tweeted this at me, I didn't find it on my own, NBC Sports posted this article that basically states the same thing. However, if you remember those rumors from a couple days ago, a lot of people were talking about restrictor plates, worried that restrictor plates could be part of this package. It was never explicitly said, but it was kind of implied. I said in that video that if NASCAR does go with restrictor plates, I'll be okay with it, and I think most fans should at least be able to give it its fair shot. But along with those rumors, and I think more than anything, the fact that the phrase All-Star race package has been thrown around so much, NASCAR fans, young and old, have lost all hope. At least that's how it seems. And not just the fans. I feel like people in the NASCAR media or within NASCAR, the company itself, seemingly have lost all hope. They're doing a horrible job of representing the sport publicly. The NBC Sports article verbatim says that NASCAR is finalizing a deal to use some form of the All-Star race package for 2019. The article says that the package will have elements of what was run in the All-Star race back in May. But the most important sentence in this article, and it's so nice to finally hear it confirmed, so hopefully now fans can stop complaining. In the article, it says that restrictor plates will not be a part of the package. Hallelujah, right guys? Goodness me, the amount of complaints I've heard from people over the last several months, but particularly the last couple days about how NASCAR is killing itself once again. This is the end of the sport, the end of an era. The restrictor plates are gonna kill everyone. I hope people have gotten it all out of their system because I'm tired of this unnecessary negativity. A lot of NASCAR fans are just too stubborn. Remember, there was a report or there was a proposal a couple months ago from NASCAR that was leaked that stated that they were planning on using some sort of All-Star race package, but even in that article, they never mentioned restrictor plates, and I said it at the time, they didn't mention restrictor plates. They did mention tapered spacer, lowering the horsepower, which some people were like, oh, that may or may not work, but it's going to produce different racing than the restrictor plates will. But people seemingly have such short memories. They forgot about that article, they forgot that maybe it's not going to be the end of the world. They forgot about Steve O'Donnell's tweet that I showed you guys a couple days ago where he said that they're working on a Gen 7 car for the next few years. Or even since then, there's been interviews with people within the sport saying that, yeah, they're looking at putting more control in the driver's hands, which in other words means no restrictor plates. But people have been ignoring all that, and that's why rumors like what we talked about earlier this week keep getting leaked, and why people keep fueling so much emotion behind them. All these rumors that come out, and then all these articles and tweets and stuff that I read keep referring to the All-Star race package, and they make no mention of the fact that, at least now it seems, restrictor plates are not going to be a part of that package. The problem is this misinformation, this fake news to some extent, has really divided the NASCAR fan base even more than it already was. Like I said at the beginning, NASCAR should have made it clear right after the All-Star race that, hey, we are looking at using this package going forward, but we don't think we're going to use restrictor plates. If they'd said that at the beginning, I think this would have been okay. But they didn't, which, is a blemish on them. It's them being stupid again and not communicating. But at the end of the day, we can't expect every NASCAR fan to dive deep into the news and look for every report and such. I do it because I make these videos. I know a lot of you guys do it because you love NASCAR a ton, but not every fan's gonna do that. So I feel like it's the responsibility of people within the sport itself, and I'm talking about some of the drivers, I'm talking about some of the teams, and of course the people in the media who write for NASCAR, who do TV stuff for NASCAR. They need to make things clear to the fans because they are like the big mouthpiece that everyone hears from, no matter how big a fan you are. And unfortunately, I've seen from so many of these people just unnecessary negativity these last couple months. Anytime something mentioning the AllStar race package comes up, they don't look any deeper than, oh, it's the AllStar race package. This could mean that they're going to do restrictor plate racing at Bristol. I mean, this is the kind of crap that I've been seeing, and it's really frustrating that these rumors and that these reports continue to come out and continue to find mainstream audiences because it's just making NASCAR feel more negative. NASCAR is not that popular in America. You know, it's not one of the top 4 or 5 biggest sports or biggest leagues in America. And as the newest generation continues to get older and as NASCAR's core fan base continues to get older, NASCAR's not gaining as many new younger fans. There's not that many young people my age that are into NASCAR. America's become more progressive. You know, the media landscape has changed so strongly. NASCAR is no longer as sellable, as marketable as it once was. It still has the potential to hold a major stake in the American sports media landscape, but my point is, the general public does not have a high opinion on NASCAR. To them, NASCAR is, and we've heard all the stereotypes, it's just dumb rednecks driving in circles, turning left for 4 hours, you know, snooze fest. We've heard all the stereotypes, we've heard all the jokes, but that is, unfortunately, that's what the general public thinks of NASCAR. And you'd like to fix that, sure, but at the end of the day, that's not going to seriously hurt the sport. What is going to hurt NASCAR, however, is if its own fans start turning on it. And unfortunately, it feels like a lot of fans have turned on it the last few weeks because of misinformation, or more than anything, because of incomplete information. And that really sucks. I'm glad that we finally seem to have something confirmed that says there are no restrictor plates, or that it's very unlikely we're going to see very many restrictor plate races next year. Hopefully the racing is improved, and hopefully these freaking idiots in the media for NASCAR will start to talk about that. And I hope NASCAR, I think they're planning on introducing this publicly and like making a big announcement about it in the next couple weeks. Hopefully they do that, and hopefully fans will listen. I just want NASCAR fans, young and old, to stop being so cynical about every announcement that comes from the sanctioning body. Everyone expects overnight changes, like, oh, the race this week sucked, change it for next week. That's not realistic. NASCAR has been making some steady changes throughout the years. They changed the AllStar race last minute. They added the Charlotte Roval last minute. But realistically, because they're locked into these big TV deals, they made some mistakes in the past. I'm not going to deny, NASCAR's made some mistakes a decade ago, 20 years ago, that, you know, are being felt today. But we can't go back and change that. We got to look towards the future. Now that NASCAR has seen what past changes have had and what effect they've had on the sport, it's fair to say that they are doing things to try and move forward and adjust and readjust to that. But they can't make all these changes overnight. They're in big TV deals, they have deals with tracks and everything. That's why everyone keeps talking about 2020, 2021, when the schedule's going to start changing. That's when NASCAR is going to really be able to start to change itself. We'll have a new car coming out around that time. But NASCAR can't just change anything on a whim. It's a huge company that owes things to a lot of different outside people. You know, they have people they have to answer to. They can't just sit there and bend to the will of the fans every split second. In 2003, when NASCAR listened to the fans and tried to make a quick decision to appease them, we got the chase. And I know a lot of you fans who were complaining back then are probably still complaining today because you don't like the chase. So I think if it's fair to say that NASCAR shouldn't overreact to anything the fans say. Anyway, that's the end of this rant. That's basically the end of this video. I just want NASCAR fans to feel more optimistic. I'm glad that NASCAR, hopefully now or in the coming weeks, is finally starting to communicate with its fan base and is finally ready to introduce what the rules are and the rules package are going to look like next year. And at least now that we seem to have a good idea of what it's going to be, I hope that the negativity can start to wane. I hope it will. Honestly, I don't really think it will. I think people will continue to complain about everything, but you know, I'm hopeful. Anyway, y'all, that's my show. Kind of a downer ending there, but what can you do, I suppose? Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram. You can become a sponsor of the show if you want to support me directly, like these amazing supporters right here. You can check out the top link in the description to see how you can support me and the show directly. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for taking the time to check that out. Yeah, I've uploaded a few videos this week. There's been a lot to talk about. We got the Charlotte Roval coming up. We have some more silly season stuff to talk about. I think there's going to be some big reports coming out this weekend, so I'll probably make a video early next week about that. So stay tuned for all that. If you like NASCAR, you're in the right place. Yeah, I'll see you guys after the Roval. Should be a fun one, should be a zany one. Hopefully we'll have a lot to talk about. Bye, guys.